Well, YouTube, what's going on? Well, I'm trying to get you guys some video. Ooh, my hair's messy. Heidi and I went grocery shopping a little bit earlier. We returned the rental car back to Hertz in this case. And since we were out, we went ahead and did grocery shopping and then picked up some water because we do use drinking water in here. We don't use the water from the campground. But I've got a bigger dilemma, and that is I can't get you guys any videos up until I fix this thing. And honestly, I don't know what I'm doing.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. It's a weird thing. It's the best way I can describe it is at first it started to where randomly it would disconnect the charger from the laptop regardless if it was plugged in or not, which of course it always stays plugged in. And the battery would discharge. So I found that if I shut off the laptop or let the laptop shut itself off, it didn't make a difference. And as long as I kept it plugged in, once it shut off, when I got to like 2% or 6%, I would go ahead and shut the computer off. And then it would start charging, and it would charge the battery fully. And then as soon as I opened it up and turned it on, within 3 to 5 minutes, the battery disconnect would start beeping, as if somebody unplugged it. And yeah, that was it. So talked to a computer repair shop locally, and they said, it could be a charger. It could be a charger issue. So I ordered a new charger, had the charger come in, and used that, and it still did the same thing. So it's not the charger. So at this point, the guy, a really nice guy, Jacob's Computer World here, that's local, he could have just easily said, bring it in, and I got a $15 bench fee that I charge and whatever. But instead he tried to, tell me, hey, it should be the charger. And then I called him back after a week, said, hey, we tried the charger, I got it in, and that's not it. And he said, well, the next step you need to do, he said, is remove the battery. He says, remove the battery, and then it should run with itself plugged in. It shouldn't need the battery, and maybe there's a problem with the battery that it's disconnecting, the charger. So that's what I'm doing. Unfortunately, the battery's not easy to get to. You got to take the whole lower half of the computer off, or laptop off. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to remove the battery, and if that's not it, I'm screwed. Because at that point, the laptop needs full-blown repair, and I don't know, maybe I'll have to buy another laptop, which really sad. I just bought this in 2018, I think it was. I'm almost positive it was 2018, so man, this stuff gets expensive. Seriously, who puts a battery in here that requires all this disassembly? That's the dumbest thing ever. I'm gonna have to definitely get in here and I just hate it. It's dumb. I think it's dumb. Personally, I think it's dumb. So anyways, pull out the battery and try to put it back together without the battery, and enough that I can plug it in and see if it works at that point. I gotta clean these fans out too. There's 2 fans on here that these are all cooling tubes. This is all for cooling here. And then I got another fan that's right there too. When those babies are all on, they're humming. So I definitely like to get this thing back and up and running, because it's still a very powerful computer. It's just not doing it. Okay, who's the man? Heidi says, give her a break. So I found the problem. I think everything, all the magic 8 ball, all signs point to yes. Yes, Outlook is good. Not But anyways, from what I can tell, I've got the battery light on. That's good. It's not disconnecting. That's good. It says 30 minutes to full charge, which prior to this, it was saying 40 some minutes to full charge. So that's good. And yeah, I don't know if it'll run on just the battery yet. I'm not going to chance that because I am producing the video that I have ready for you guys that was ready yesterday. It should have went up last night. So the deal is I mean, it happens. I think my son-in-law, when he was inside here, one of the things was the subwoofer wasn't plugged in. I thought it was a little bit quieter after he had done some work on it, but I thought maybe it was just my imagination. However, the subwoofer wasn't plugged in. That was something I found that was secondary. But also the plug that the power port is just this little module, I guess you could say. It's just an outlet with two screws that holds it in place for this thing to go into it. Then there's wires that run from it, and then there's this flat thing, a flat connector that slides in to a circuit board. Well, that was slid in, but it was cockeyed. It was turned sideways to where it wasn't in all the way. So once I pushed that in and I put it all back together, this thing worked perfectly until I pulled the cord out. As soon as I pulled the cord out, that's it. It was gone. Bloop, done. I put the cord back in and it worked fine. Now, that would have been a win just by itself. I thought, you know what, if I have to keep it plugged in full time all the time, not a big deal, because essentially that's what I do. Other than when we travel, this has always had power to it since day one. I know that's not good on lithium batteries, but that's just the way that I've been operating with it all this time. But this battery light came on now, and it's saying that it's charging. So what I'm going to do is wait until this is finished producing, and then I'm going to just pull this cord out and see if it will automatically switch over and run off the battery. I'm hoping that is what will happen. If not, it's still a win, because I am getting it to where it is running off of the cord, and it is supposedly charging the battery. The main thing I wanted to do was run off of the cord, the power charger, because it wasn't working so well the other way. Because what happens is, the videos are awful long, and it would take roughly an hour and 45 minutes, maybe 2 hours, for me to go through this process. Like right now, it says there's an hour remaining still. I don't know if you can tell there, but it says an hour remaining. And it's already been 12 minutes. So what would happen is the battery would get to 6% and it would shut off before the movie would get produced entirely. And that's the same with uploading. When I was if I was uploading to YouTube, it might take an hour to upload. Now, I had a way to work around that part. What I could do is actually download the produced file onto the phone and then upload to YouTube off of the phone using that file from like an SD or maybe even the card, the card that's built into the phone, or the SD card that's external, or an external, hard drive, which I have an external hard drive for these phones. Let's see here. Basically, I could plugged into the computer and got the information that I needed here. That would plug into the computer. I could load it on here, and then I could have flipped it around. You can see here. And I could have plugged it in the phone and had that same information. That's a USB-C. And I could have uploaded it that way. But this will work. Good morning. It's still relatively chilly. We have the... you see Heidi's trying to get warm. She was outside smoking.
It was 38 today, and I'm sure that it probably felt like 34.
Yeah, I mean,
it was chilly.
It was chilly, and we had the little furnace running last night. I got up in the middle of the night. I was a little bit warm, slightly warm, and I thought maybe it might get warmer. So I turned down the little heater just a little bit, and then I woke up this morning freezing. It was 60 something in here. It wasn't very warm.
I slept good last night.
I slept good. That was a fib. I thought I slept good. I got up at 3:25. I needed to use the bathroom. And after that, I just couldn't fall back to sleep. And I think I fell asleep right around It would have been closer to 5 o'clock
I
whenever
woke
I
up
fell
at
back
8
asleep.
this morning.
Yeah. No, we did go to bed early though.
Yeah, but I woke up at 8.
Yeah, I know.
I woke up at one time, go to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, wow, it's kind of dark out. I could probably just get up, and then I fell back to sleep. Which I don't have very often.
So we got to go to the UPS store and return that power supply for the laptop, as I have fixed the laptop. Thank God. That's a huge thing. I mean, here's the thing.
That's a lot of big money savings.
Yeah. Now, if I had to buy a laptop, it was going to cost in the $2,000 range, $2,500 range for another laptop to replace this one. I mean, this thing's a workhorse. It is a beast, but it is getting a little bit older, and it was 2017 whenever I bought it. So, I'm sorry, 2018 when I bought it. So the thing is, the purchase of a laptop, whenever you use it, tax deductions, stuff like that, because that laptop is used for shooting videos only. We don't use that laptop for anything else other than that. Maybe I might look at my emails, but that can be written off, and we're at the right time of the year for something to have to be purchased so you could write it off, and going into the next year. However, I just didn't want to spend the money. I just didn't want to spend that money. So glad that got figured out. Like I said, it was just a real simple thing. So today we're going to run up to the UPS store, like I said, to return the power supply. Let us give you an update. The home inspection went down, and we don't have anything major. Now, something popped up because we're not living in the house, and this happened before. One of the problems that they found during the inspection, which we knew they were going to, again, the house has never been inspected since it was built in 1920. So all these years, all kinds of stuff has been added and done over the years, so we expected some things. But the one thing that came up is that the water, whenever they went in to run the water, which we thought it was strange. I know I get sidetracked when I'm telling you these stories. We thought it strange that when we had some realtors come and show the house, they would turn on the water when they first got there and walk the whole house with their customer, their potential buyer. And I thought, why is this guy running all my water? Why is he running the water? Now, it's a well, and here it was just, they were checking flow rate, and I'm sure, and stuff like that, which I didn't know anything about at the time. And I thought, well, there's nothing wrong with our water. But I told Heidi I'm kind of glad that he did that, because, if we weren't there, which later that's the case, we weren't there, somebody's running the water for, 30 minutes. That's a good idea. Well, nobody's been running the water. And whenever they did the FHA inspection, he ran the water, and the water after 10 minutes slowed to a pencil thick flow. And then after 30 minutes, it stopped. All right. I know exactly what it is. That pump that I talked about that we bought for our well is a rebuildable pump. Over time, there's a buildup that will happen especially if you're not running it consistently. If you're not running water consistently, and what I mean is if you just shut off the water and don't run it for like 3 weeks, you could have an issue to where the flow rate does get reduced, and it has to do with the pump impeller and the buildup that happens inside there, which I know it does. You would think it wouldn't make sense that if you aren't running it, why would there be buildup? But basically, if you aren't running it, the little bit of sediment or buildup that could occur doesn't get forced through the system. So basically, the pump needs a $50 rebuild kit done on it. Now, I'm going to have to hope that the guy that we call, our helper there, he can do that, because it's really simple. I could do it in about an hour, and that was the first time I ever had done it. And it happened to us once before, back in 2016. We went on a longer trip, and when we came back, the pump was making a slightly different noise than what we were accustomed to. That's the best way to describe it. It was just a different noise. It wasn't that it was bad. It wasn't grinding or anything like that. I could just tell it was a little bit different. And our flow was horrible. And I thought somebody had shut off the water, or I didn't even know what happened. I thought somebody had got downstairs and turned a knob that they shouldn't have. And come to find out that it was just that pump needed redone. So that's one thing. So there's probably about $100 fix that needs to happen there. Then the water flow and the water quality needs to be tested, which we already knew that because our water quality test was over 120 days. It expired basically, so that's got to be redone. I'm sure that'll be no problem. I'm sure we won't have an issue with that. We didn't have an issue before. The other thing that they found was something that you would expect in an old house, and we don't have a GFCI outlet near the kitchen sink, nor do we have any in the garage. Now, we don't have any outdoor outlets, so we don't have to worry about that, but none in the garage. So that was an issue. That was an issue. So we have to get a qualified electrician to go in and replace those outlets, which in the garage there's 4, and then in the kitchen just 1. Actually 2. There's one by the dishwasher also.
Maybe. Yeah,
maybe. I'm not sure how that, because that's not really a water source, but there is a water source there, but it's a closed water source, so I'm not sure. The other thing is when we installed the garage, I can't remember when it happened, but they put automatic garage door openers in it years and years ago in the 70s. And apparently the garage door openers in the 70s have much longer cords that are available on the unit than what currently is available. Because when we replaced our garage door opener, Heidi and I can't remember when that was, the garage door opener that we have in there, the actual unit that's up, on the roof or the ceiling in the garage, the cord wasn't long enough to reach the outlet that was wired in specifically for the garage door openers back in the 70s. So I just took a real short extension cord and looped it up. I mean, it's a heavy duty extension cord. It's not, one of these that you buy in the dollar store or something. I mean, it's like a 14 gauge extension cord. 3-prong, ground and everything, and it was like a 6-foot cord, and I'm only using like 2 foot of it. I just reeled it up and hung it on a nail and plugged the garage door opener. Well, that's got to be fixed. You can't have that permanently there. What else? We have a cracked window in the basement, which we've known about forever. That's been like that for years and years. It's cracked. That's all. I don't care. No water came in. It wasn't a temperature issue. I mean, we never had any frost over there or anything when it got cold. So apparently that needs to be replaced. I'm sure that's not a big deal. There is a torn rubber flashing on the stink pipe for the bathroom. So we got to do that. That's pretty simple. I mean, it's really easy to get to. It's simple all the way around. And of course, flashing's nothing to fix. And there was something else. What was the other thing?
Oh, the laundry chute needs covered up.
Yeah, we have a laundry chute. I'm not sure why, but inside the door of the linen closet, if you open the door, on the floor is a hole that I cut in the floor so we could put our laundry, and it falls straight down into a chute. Apparently that's a safety issue. I'm guessing if you had kids, pets maybe, I don't know. A human we couldn't fall in that if we wanted to, but so we got to cut a piece of wood and screw it over top of the hole. That's not a big deal. And there was one other thing too.
I think that was
big thing, but not big thing. The shed. The shed does not meet FHA requirements, and their reasoning is that the paint is flaking and there are pieces of wood that's actually missing. True. And there's some wood rot present, which is absolutely true. And it has nothing to do with the structure. It has to do with that T11 siding. It does not get wet inside. There's
still dry.
It's dry, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly solid. It's not like you go out and push it over. I could run into it with my truck, and I'm going to hurt my truck pretty bad. It's pretty solid in there. However, I guess they basically want it what I can guess, resided with new T11. So
yeah, they're not getting anything special.
yeah, and honestly, we're getting an estimate also from the guy that's going to do the work, what he would charge just tear it down.
Yeah.
Because hey, if the guy wants a shed, that's the shed we're giving him, and he can use it. It's a good outbuilding. If he don't want the shed and he just wants a gravel square out there, then fine. We'll tear it down and do it that way. I'm not going to spend $400 on a shed that is perfectly fine for what it is. I mean, it's a shed. Nobody's living in it. It's protecting everything just fine. So we still have to deal with that. But if we fix those things, if those things are fixed, everything's moving forward with the house of the sale of the house. So again, cross your fingers. We'll see what happens. Anyways, we got to get out of here. We want to come back and kind of relax. We're enjoying our time here. It's kind of fun watching the people come in and out.
Yeah, I missed it on video this morning.
Yeah, the people that came in next to us immediately got here and immediately were unhappy with the site and immediately put their slide out and hit the power pedestal, and then somehow that's the campground's fault. And I know what it is. They have like a 40.
And it was like 9:30.
They have like a 40-foot coach, and they're trying to line it up with a 20-foot concrete pad, and their door's in the wrong place, so they just assume that was center. That's where they needed to be. I mean, I did the same thing, but I was dumb enough to open my slide into the pedestal. We moved a little bit forward before we did it. That happens, but it's not the campground's fault. All right.
It's your fault for picking the wrong spot.
We're out of here. So here's something that you guys may not, I don't know, experience normal camping, but
You're lucky if you don't.
we have the tiniest little ants that have made it inside the RV.
Piss ants.
I'm talking tiny.
Sugar ants.
I don't know. They're so tiny, they'll fit easily through the screen. There's no doubt about it. So these ants, there's no trail. We can't find a trail of them. They just like appear, and there's like 3 of them to 5 of them appear at a time. Now, HEIDI's coffee pot that was sitting on the cabinet was some sort of a target. They liked the moisture or whatever from the coffee pot, so they were underneath there. And we cleaned everything up. We cleaned off the coffee pot. The toaster was on here, but it's amazing that these things find their way inside the RV, because I can't find anywhere where they're coming in at. And the little bit of crumbs that we have here, which we don't have a lot of food items, food droppage, crumbs, whatever, on our cabinets, on our, on the stove, nothing. Now, of course, those little ants, one crumb can feed 20 of them probably for, half the day. So they're just so tiny. So we're going into a deep clean and cleaning out every little spot that we can, because of course if you eliminate the food source, then they're not going to be in. But I took the stove out. We took the stove completely out. If you guys don't know, these things, which Heidi says, I don't think you need to go to the trouble of taking out the stove. This stove comes out with 6 screws, 4 in the top and 2 underneath. They're all easy to get to. I mean, you can see them actually, well, not so much here, but on the other side there, you can see them off in the distance. Yeah, there's just 2 over there, and then 2 on this side, and that's it. The 2 underneath are real simple to see too, and this just slides out. So I told her, I said, hey, this ain't a big deal. That's one of the reasons why we refurbished our old Terry camper, because it was real easy to do. I mean, we didn't want the oven anymore, so we went ahead and took it out, and we just put a stovetop in. There's something we'll talk about. That's one of the things that you guys seen us do in a previous video, was we needed more kitchen space, and we took our oven out, and we just put a 2-burner cooktop in our old RV, and then we took out the big sink, and we put just a single little bar sink in the old RV. Now, I'm going to tell you that our feelings really haven't changed about these sinks. We don't need a double sink. We don't, I mean, it's it's there. We kind of use the one side just for the dishes to drain once we wash them. But other than that, we could get away with just a dish drainer that sits on a much larger cabinet and a smaller sink. And as far as the stove, our attitudes change kind of quite a bit on that now. We are using the oven. We are definitely using the oven. In our other RV, we use the oven one time to cook pizza. In this RV, we've used the oven multiple times to cook all kinds of stuff. So we're glad we have it. It works exceptional. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base on this while we had it all apart. And that is, we do have a situation with little tiny ants. I think the most we've ever seen on the counter at one time was maybe 10. Yeah, about 10. So it's not like they're swarming. I've gone outside. I've got underneath the RV. I've looked on the tires. I've looked everywhere that they could possibly be coming up into the RV. I have no idea how they're getting in. I would assume it's from the underside. It could just as easily be from the roof.
I think that what we're going to do whenever we go to the next place is before you pull in, I'm going to sprinkle that.
Borax.
No, I'm going to buy some, I forget, it starts with a D. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, diamphamine or...
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is. Ants, you're mean.
I can't remember what it's called, but a lot of people suggested it.
Yeah.
And I read where you can just sprinkle it around before you pull into your site, because you don't really want to spray anything because we are kind of close to your neighbors. That
I'm just seeing a couple crumbs. We want to make sure
you don't want to spray anything to,
yeah,
upset your neighbors.
Right.
Plus, we don't want to smell that stuff either.
Right.
For that matter.
So the ants, it's just, it happens.
It's annoying, and if you don't take care of it, it could become a bigger problem.
Right. We don't know where, again.
Bigger ants.
Yeah, we don't know. I wish we did. And I can see where they're coming in at.
Exactly.
These little ants, I
These
just can't see.
They're so skittish, and I'm pretty sure they're like sugar ants, or what we call at home piss ants.
They're so small.
They're so
tiny,
and they have a black head on them.
Oh, I can't see that.
Oh, well, I smashed it, and I'm like, it has, a black head or a bottom. I don't know which is which. But anyway, and then it's kind of lighter color.
Yeah, they're very, very, very small.
And there's another name for it. Starts with a P. I forget what it is.
I don't know.
Piranha.
It's piranha ants. But they're just an annoyance.
Well, they are.
I mean,
I haven't seen any. I killed one while you were video, right when you started. But
yeah, if we see another one, we'll zoom in on it maybe. But yeah, I don't get it.
We took this out, and I looked down in there and seen nothing. Oh, look.
Okay, here it
There's
is,
one.
right here. Let me zoom in on it, guys. See there you go. Look how tiny that thing is.
He's dead. Sorry. I don't want to lose track of
But
him.
we just can't tell where they're coming from. There's no rhyme or reason.
I clean up every night the stove and the.
Yeah, we've.
There was a little bit of grunge underneath here.
Yeah, from her wiping the cabinets off.
Yeah.
And some stuff getting pushed underneath the lips.
Yeah, so it looks like that maybe once a month we need to move this out and get clean underneath.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or put some kind of sealant.
Yeah, we could have done that. That'd be a mess.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
So we'll just deal with what we got here. And when we get to the next site, it may not be an issue. But yeah, they just appear. They just magically appear. And like I said, we've just been inside this cabinet. I had a flashlight out. I looked everywhere. It's a very basic cabinet. It's all sealed off with that great stuff, except for one spot, which I just filled with silicone because they moved the gas hose out of the way before the great stuff was dry, and they ripped a hole in it basically to expose what would be a pipe going to underneath here that, I mean, potentially they could come up through, but I'm telling you, it's weird. So what we'll do is I think I'll take the ant spray, go outside, and just spray around the tires.
It's annoying, though.
Yeah, it's annoying because we can't find them. obviously, because we have a 28-day stay, there's a lot of people that were here probably a week prior to us getting here, and they're starting to leave. So that'd be these campers over here, which you may have seen a little earlier. Again, these roads are either direction. You can go right or left. So I'm not sure why this guy had us move our truck, because he could have easily made it out of his spot. His fifth wheel wasn't that big. And then this guy's leaving here. But more importantly, there's that big RV that is leaving. I'm going to show you. I don't know. If the paint scheme was a little bit different, it'd be a really nice trailer, but I'll be honest, whenever I was looking at this before, talking with Heidi, and we come up with the common answer that it looks like Night Ranger's tour bus. I mean, it's just a little bit too rock and roll going on there. It's just not, so much a camping fifth wheel. Hell, that truck is even squatting. Go figure that out. Now, if you guys don't know, which a lot of people don't know, you don't need a special license to have that, to drive that trailer, or that truck, I should say. It's not needed. It's just a big truck. It's just a big truck. Now, if you go over a certain weight limit, that's something entirely different. But yeah, it's nothing unbelievable. It's been really nice the last few days. We have really settled into a nice, comfortable time here. We have about 7 days left, and then we're moving to our next site, which is Orlando. Apparently that park is really nice. And I can tell you that we've got a couple of things that we're not sure is going to happen, but right now there's a lot of people that are, and of course they've got money if they're doing this, a lot of Canadians that are trying to get into the U.S. even though they're not supposed to. And there's loopholes, and I'm not exactly sure what all the loopholes are, but they're having trucking companies bring their RVs into the U.S., whether it be Ohio or usually Pittsburgh, and the people then are flying into Pittsburgh or Cleveland Airport and getting their RVs, and then they're traveling throughout the U.S. Now, I don't know how that's a loophole. I'm not sure how that works. I mean, if your country tells you that you're not supposed to leave the country due to a pandemic situation, I'm not sure how the loophole allows you to not drive across the border with your RV, but you can fly across the border and then have your RV. And then stay in the country. I mean, who cares if you're driving into the country or flying into the country? You're still coming into, the U.S. With that being said, I still think that most of these campgrounds down here are lacking a large population of snowbirds that come in from Canada. And the reason I say that is we've been getting a lot of notifications from Encore parks. Now, Encore, those are the parks we can stay at for a couple weeks for free. And then we have to be out of the Encore park system. We can go into the Thousand Trail system, or we can just pay and stay at another park. But then we have to come back, then we can come back into the Encore park system, and we can stay for another 2 weeks for free. Well, these Encore parks, they send out emails to let you know about bonuses and stuff that they have, or offers. And the first one, when we first got down here, was you can extend your stay an additional week at some of the parks. Now they're saying that you can extend your stay up to a month at almost all of the Encore parks, and it's relatively cheap. I'll tell you, to stay in Florida at a park, it's like $5.99 for the entire month to stay at an Encore resort. Now, that doesn't include the Florida Keys, both parks there. It doesn't include the one of the other Big Pine Key, I think it is, KOA, something like that. But there's a few parks it doesn't include. And that also goes for Texas and Arizona. So Encore park systems must be really needing people to come and stay. And I can tell you that
we're in a Thousand Trails park, and there's open spots. We have people coming in and out all the time, but there are still open spots here. So I don't think that we're getting a fair look at how busy Florida could be in the winter with as many new RVers that are out there, just based on the fact that not everybody is down here from Canada taking up a lot of these spots. So I don't know what to think about that. I really don't. But I really like the idea that these Encore parks, they're offering these, month stays, but there are stipulations. For example, I can stay at the park that we're currently reserved at in Largo, Florida, and we can stay for the whole month for $5.99. I don't know if I want to stay in Largo that long. Largo is a very tight campground, and it's in a busy area. I like the fact there's stuff to do, not far from Clearwater and other beaches, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Looks like the missus is back here. If you guys can see back there. She ran up to the store. I think she needed cigarettes. So anyways, that's just my 2 cents on this. And yeah, we're just kicked back. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's 77 today, so really, really nice for the little bit of a cold snap that we had. We're going to stay warm today, though.
All right, so it's laundry day. Oh, I got the flash on. Well, maybe there's a reason the flash is on. So we just stepped outside because it's kind of warm in here tonight. It's been 70 something all day today, and Heidi, she's of course getting the clothes the way she always gets the clothes, and we decided to step outside to take a little breather. Let me see if I can get this for you. I don't want to screw around with this and mess up. Yeah. Oh, he's gone. No, he's still there. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but that is not wood filler in that gap. That is not wood filler in the gap on that wood there. Just to let you know, it's a snake. Yeah, Heidi, she was, let me turn the flash off. Heidi was screwing around out here, and I told her, I said, whatever you do, don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. She goes, what? And I said, well, that snake is hanging out up there. And she goes, I thought I seen something, because it was hanging over the laundry sign. But it looks like a friendly one. It's fine. I can't get the lighting for you guys just right, so unfortunately this is the best I can do. I mean, it's very dark out if you guys want to look. I mean, that's what it looks like in the campground, so that's about the best I can do with the lighting on this thing. But yeah, of course there's snakes in Florida.
Good morning, YouTube. Look what I got Michael doing.
Get my hair done. So we've been in the RV for, well, we'll turn this off for the time being and give it a chance to soak up a little bit.
Almost 6 months.
But yeah, been in the RV for 6 months, living full time. A lot of that was at the house. However, we've always had this refrigerator running with our stuff in it for the last 6 months. And this is only the second time we've had to do this defrost. And it's not a big deal. You see what I'm doing. There's easier ways to do it. You put a fan up here and just leave it all day or whatever. But we took all our frozen food, we wrapped it up in a towel, we placed them in these bags so the frozen food stays, frozen for the most part. It's basically like a little refrigerator. Yeah, it is messy. But what I wanted to talk about is the fact we've only had to do this 2 times, which I'm shocked in 6 months. That's good. But the refrigerator, whenever you put your stuff in the refrigerator, do not pack it against the walls. Don't pack it up. You need to have air circulation. So this gets me into something else. If you guys remember, a while ago I did a review on beach lane levelers, and those beach lane levelers, what they do is they're like the Anderson, but they're far better all the way around. They're heavier, they can handle more weight, they're cheaper, they come with a better bag. I mean, go back and look at that review for what I talked about on there. However, they came out with another product, and that's this here. And this helped considerably with the fire. It's a microwave. This helped considerably with the air circulation in there. All you do is it's a couple D batteries. You turn it on, it's quiet. There, it's on right now. I don't even know if you can hear it over the air conditioner or the chill chaser that's running right now in the bedroom. But yeah, and then you place it at the bottom of the refrigerator. And we were having some buildup of ice on these fins that are down in the refrigerator section, and we put this in there, moved some food around because we did put it up against the wall, unfortunately. And all of a sudden, guess what? Everything was fine again. So link down below for this. This is Beach Lane. This is a 2D battery model, and it run. I mean, how many? We've had it running for a long time on these 2D batteries. They're coming out with one, supposedly, I guess, with 4D batteries that I could imagine would be obviously bigger than this one, but will go twice as long. So full-time in RV, 6 months, look to be doing this, and this is through the summer at our house, and then here. So yeah, we'll get back at it. All I'm doing is drying my hair. Morning, YouTube.
Good morning.
So we want to talk to you and close out this video. Yeah, and give you an update all at once. Basically, I don't know how much footage I have on this video, on what you're seeing. I don't know what you guys have already seen, but we definitely needed to update and actually close this out. So whatever footage I got, I hope it was entertaining or at least covered something. I think Heidi got a little bit of footage too. Wanted to give a shout out to the
TARDIS Adventures.
Yeah, TARDIS RV Adventures or TARDIS Adventures RV. I can't remember what it is.
We're terrible. We have terrible memories.
Yeah. Yeah, they had stopped us when we were on our bikes and chatted us up, which was awesome. We love that interaction. And also, oh no. I can't remember his name.
He has a Sunset Trail.
Yeah. He has a diesel truck.
We're terrible.
Diesel Ram 1500 or whatever.
We'll have to start writing it down.
Put down your name in the comment. Why can't I remember his name? Wow.
Talked to him for a while.
Yes, we did. He has family that's in Florida, and anyways, man, I feel bad now. But thanks for stopping and talking with us. And of course, John and Carla had stopped over and dropped off some Christmas goodies, which I think we might have one piece of banana bread left. I mean, we
Mike Jones sent us a card.
Yes.
A gift card.
Yes.
And a Christmas card.
Thank you, sir. That was awesome.
Thank you very much. It's very nice of you.
I love it. I never would have expected that.
Right.
And, going into the holiday season with the way things are, I mean, that's... You got to think about it. You guys that, had sent us something or got us something, that is basically the most even our closest family member could do. We really can't go over and, churn it up with them. So it seems really awesome that, on that level.
Thanks for thinking about us.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. And speaking of which, and speaking of Christmas and all that good stuff, that's where the update comes in. I think we might have some photos here, possibly, but FHA did an inspection of our home, and they have a few things that they want us to fix. A few things, I'm going to get you a little closer here, a few things that they want us to go over, I guess. And as far as those few things that they want us to go over with, I could fix most of them. I could fix most of them. However, I'm not there. So that means we now have to rely on people to fix that stuff for us, which we know how that works. And we're having a hard time with that. We're having a hard time trying to get people to, do the work, I guess, right? Yeah. So here's the deal. Our current plan right now and the way that it stands is we leave here tomorrow. Tomorrow's our checkout day after 28 days here at Wildwood. It's been a great 20. We love the park.
Very nice park.
We would do this again.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be, seeing how there's only 3,000 trails in Florida, this definitely is one of them that we'll come back to out of the 3. I'm hoping that the next one we go to will be the same way. And I'm hoping the next one after that we go to, if we can get into Peace River at this time of year, will be the same way too. But we're finding that the campgrounds are filling up. We're seeing more and more. We are getting into the holidays, and I'm expecting after New Year's things to get really busy. A lot of people, even though you're not supposed to mingle with your family, if they're up north, they probably want to try to make it until Christmas and then maybe head out, because that was our plan originally. We were thinking, we'll first of the year and then we'll head out, that kind of thing. But the cold weather ran us out of there. So that's why we're where we're at. Because we can't get this work done at home, somebody's got to be there to put a foot to ass. I'll just be honest with you. They need to be there to kick their butts. That's not me, because of the RV and the truck and us, being down here. So flights are extremely cheap. Very, 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 very cheap. So Heidi is going to be flying home. She's not happy about it. She would rather be down here, but she knows that stuff needs done. And the problem is her and I was talking, maybe I should go, maybe she should go. The fact that I could do some of the work would be nice, but I don't have any of my tools. So now I'd have to borrow tools and I could do the work. However, if there's an emergency, if there's a problem, if there is anything that is anything to do with the RV or the truck, which is our main, our main living quarters, what we're more concerned about, we need to make sure that it can be moved, it can be manipulated, it can be fixed, whatever. And although Heidi could probably get somebody locally to come and do all that, emergency reasons may not, allow that. Plus, if it was something small, that she couldn't fix, even that. So Heidi's going to fly home. We don't know how long she's going to be there. Just a week, maybe?
Hopefully before.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. So as it stands right now, Heidi's got today with us, and then we're going to be moving tomorrow. We'll be going to Orlando. A lot of people ask us that. We're going to Orlando, actually Claremont, but Orlando RV Resort. We've already been told that they might not have water there because they're doing a lot of work, adding a lot of sites. That'll be interesting. Of course, we'll catch it on video. And also then, that'd be Thursday. Friday, that's the day Heidi's going to fly out. And then her return at this point is supposed to be sometime before the new year, but hopefully it's sooner than that. She should be able to change her flight. Again, flights are extremely cheap. She could have flown as cheap as $72 round trip with no carry-on or anything. So just to give you an idea, that's pretty darn cheap. That's a direct flight from Orlando to Akron Canton. That is not any stops, just direct flight. So that's where we're at. We wanted to update you on that before we checked out of here. So not a lot of excitement. You might on the next video we'll go ahead and show you the next park and getting there and everything that's involved. But we wanted to close it out, so go ahead, close it out.
As always, we hope to see you out here. Bye.
Bye.